Hi everybody, I'm Cassandra from Craft to Believe After, and welcome to another video. Now you guys, it feels like I have not talked to you all for months and months, when in fact I've only skipped 1 week. But I always really miss chatting to all of you, showing you what's been going on in my crochet life, my crafting life, and hearing back from you guys what you are all busy with. So let's just get into the video. I want to show you a bit of what I've been working on sort of just before we left for our trip to South Africa. We left for South Africa on the 7th of February and we returned on the 16th of February. So a very short visit, but it was fun. It was so, nostalgic almost, which is a weird word to say because it's just over 3 years ago that we left. We came to Denmark in November of 2020, but it feels so much longer ago. It feels like I've been in Copenhagen for years and years and years. But it was really fun to go back to South Africa. So right at the end of my video, I have got some short clips, just short little video clips of the different places that we've been. I'll show you a little video of our house that we still own in South Africa. It's beautifully situated, overlooking a dam, the Hartbeespoort Dam. And then I've got a few clips of, just going here and there. Visiting my brother-in-law and his family. They live on a farm inside a nature reserve. It was beautiful. I've got a clip or two of my parents' house. This is where I grew up. So just a few interesting short little clips of what my life sort of in South Africa looked like. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I did put 2 shorts out and I posted a few photos on my community tab. But I think the videos might be interesting for you guys just to see, where in South Africa I'm actually from. One day I must actually do a proper little vlog about Copenhagen as well. It's a beautiful city. South Africa is lovely. We were so hot. It was just, going back to South Africa, I actually forgot how hot it got there. It's now middle of summer in South Africa. We were boiling. I honestly didn't remember it being that hot, but it was boiling hot. We had in temperatures, I'm not sure what the temperature in Fahrenheit is, but in Celsius, we had above 35 degrees Celsius, between 35 and 40 for the majority of the week. It was boiling. So I'm enjoying actually being back in Copenhagen with the colder weather, feeling a lot more comfortable, sleeping a lot better at night. But the trip to South Africa was good. So I'll show you 1 or 2 things also that I bought while we were there. I can't say we didn't buy a lot. We bought a ton of stuff, but it's mainly clothes and like a lot of sweets and, treats that we used to. But I'll show you the 1 or 2 more crafty related things that I bought. But let me jump in to a project that I actually finished just before we flew to South Africa. And it is from this book. Now, I love this designer. I've got many of her patterns. I've got 2 of her books. This one is called Magical Amigurumi Toys by Marelise Lil. She's also known on Etsy and all of her different pages as Lilelise. So this is the book that I worked from. And just before we left, I just wanted to do something small. And I actually I'm going to show you the pattern now. Just look at this gorgeous bookmark that my friend Julie over at Kay's Mom Crochets, she sent this lovely bookmark. She makes these, they are absolutely fantastic. So I'm keeping this bookmark from Julie in my book. But this is the one I did, the teeny tiny bear. So this was the one I made. I saw someone recently make this one. I can't remember if it was maybe Marsha from Meaning Makes Keepsakes. Someone recently made this teeny tiny bear, which is why it was sort of in the back of my mind. And when I was looking for something small and quick to make, because I wanted to try out a yarn also that I've received from my friend Kelly. She sent this to me a while back, in a very lovely happy mail. So this was one of the yarns that I was dying to try out, the Just Yarn Tweed. It's a beautiful yarn. Just look at that color. Absolutely fantastic. It is called Greige Tweed. It is, I think, a 4-weight. It's a medium 4. And with this one, I used a 3mm crochet hook. And I made this cute little, I can't even hold it, it's so tiny. The Teeny Tiny Bear by Lil Elise. It worked up super cute. This was such a wonderful, this is a wonderful yarn for amigurumi. So I know you lucky folks in the States, you have easy access to this Premier yarn. I think you get it from the Dollar Tree or the dollar store. I'm not sure where else you can get it from. But this was a lovely yarn to work with. It just, I thought, when I just started with yarn, or when I, got the first strand out, I thought, oh, this is going to snag. It looks like it's splitty. But it didn't split at all. I had just the best time crocheting with this yarn. So there it is. I mean, there you can see teeny tiny bear worked up in a 4-weight yarn. So in a 4-weight, this is how tiny it is. I don't think I would even try making it in my favorite fingering weight or sport weight yarns. I think it will just be too fiddly with a very, very thin yarn. So you really have to do it either with, even like something with a Premier Parfait Chunky or the Honey Bunny, one of those super bulky number 6 chenille yarns. I think it would be really quick because it did work up really, really quickly. Can't even hold this little bee. It was a really, really fun make, but I think you have to work with a number 4 weight or bigger. Obviously you can go smaller, but I really wouldn't. It was a very fiddly, even just working with a worsted weight yarn. So highly, highly recommend the Just Yarn Tweed by Premier. Beautiful yarn for amigurumi. So I think this is obviously I've got a load of the yarn left. That little bee didn't take much at all. So I think I will make, obviously, what else am I going to make with a brown colored yarn than bears? So I think I'm going to make another bear from this, and I'll show you the next pattern that I did. It was actually a pattern, let me just put my little bookmark back. It was a pattern that I bought on Etsy fairly recently. Again, it was a pattern that's a few people have been making in the last weeks or months. So it's another pattern that I've seen pop up regularly on different channels, and obviously I knew I had to make it. I only bought the pattern I think in the last day or two, and I made the bear this morning. So today is Sunday. I think it's the 18th of February. So I made this bear this morning. Very, very quick make. I can't remember the name of the pattern. I cannot at all remember the name of the designer, but I'll pop it on the screen. Everything I talk about that I can link, I will link it in my description box as well. So I will link to where I purchased this pattern. But this is another very cute bear. Now this is the bear that you can get the outfit to make Bedington Bear from, or to make Bedington Bear. So there's a few different options of outfits that you can make for this little bear. But I just decided to keep him plain for now. There wasn't a tail as part of the pattern. I normally don't mind if there's not a tail, but I will decide if I want to just add one separately. But for now, I really, really like how this bear turned out. Again, as always these days, you guys, I love embroidering eyes. I'm just so much more drawn to them than safety eyes, although you can do very cute details to safety eyes as well. I will never give up safety eyes completely, but I am really, really loving embroidering eyes on my amigurumi these days. So especially if I do markets again, maybe in the future, it just opens up the possibility for someone to buy this for a very young child. Because people are always a little worried about the safety eyes, but with embroidered eyes, the toys are safe for very, very small children. Now for this one, it was another experimental yarn for me. Another one I got from Kelly in my Happy Mail, and it is called Premium Yarn Knit and Crochet. I think that's just the name of it. So there you have it. This is what this yarn looks like. The color is Sequoia. Beautiful, beautiful brown color. Perfect, obviously, for a bear. I mean, if you've been around this channel for any amount of time, you will know that bears are my major passion in life. And I was very lucky that quite a few of the yarns that Kelly sent me was in a brown color. So I'm one of those people that when we get crochet kits or advent calendars or anything where there's mystery yarn in a box and my box can only contain browns, I will never ever be unhappy. There's not enough brown colored yarns in this world, and I always feel there's room for more, because I mean there's always more bear patterns coming out. So a beautiful, beautiful brown. It's also, I think, a 4-weight. No, this was a light 3, which is interesting because it's definitely on the thicker side of a DK. So I actually wouldn't have thought this was a DK. Interesting. But it is a number 3 light, so DK weight yarn. And on this one I used also 3mm. It came out super cute. Now just to show you the difference in these two little bears. So this one from Lilelise, really, really tiny. But I think for a small bear, I actually like this pattern a lot. It was a super fun make. I did change the ears because the pattern again has those round discs. It's like you crochet back and forth in a row, but it's a round shape or flat disc that you put on. As I've mentioned before, I'm not a fan of those round flat discs. I will always make my own shape of an ear. So these are my two little teeny tiny bears that I worked on this week. Awesome yarns for amigurumi. This one, superb to work with. I'm always worried if it's a thicker cotton that it will split, but this yarn actually split much less than when I work with the sport weight Friends cotton. So the hobby yarns that I normally work with, there's Rainbow Cotton 8.6 and Friends Cotton 8.6, which is the sport weight version that I get from Hobby. The Friends Cotton strangely splits a bit more for me than the Rainbow Cotton, but I still love working with them. But this DK weight, and it's 100% cotton, it didn't split as much as I thought it would at all. It was a fantastic, fantastic yarn to work with. Beautiful color for a bear, as you can see. But I'm thinking that for this, with this tweed yarn, I'm going to make another bear in this, from this pattern. I really enjoyed it. Now, talking about bear patterns, I know I've been super mysterious about my Sunny the Sorbet bear. I actually finished up another one. I just watched a video this morning of my friend Julie over at Kay's Mom Crochets. She did a pattern that I gifted her, but I made another Sunny the Sorbet bear. Now you guys, I'm sorry that I'm being so mysterious about it. The pattern will become available again. I promise I will let you know as soon as I can what is going on with that pattern. It's very exciting, but it will be available again soon. But this is just sort of a different version that I did. Very similar actually, strangely, to what Julie did. Just doing you know, rows. I did rows of half double crochets and then a little shell border. And then once I finished her, because I started this bear also the weekend before we left for South Africa. I finished her up this morning. I basically had just the skirt left to do. And one of the things we bought in South Africa, which is like a favorite, is like something every South African drinks. A lot of people around the world drink it as well. You'll be familiar with it. It's called Rooibos. It's a tea that's very specific or very popular in South Africa. And when I finished this bear, I noticed that it looked like one of the Rooibos teas that I bought and brought back. And it is the Rooibos watermelon and mint. And let me tell you guys, this tea is brilliant. I don't know if you can get it anywhere else in the world. I do know there's a few South African friends watching me. Let me know if any of you have ever tried this watermelon and mint one. But after I finished it, I thought it was really funny that she reminded me a little bit of a watermelon bear with the colors I chose. I just wanted to use this minty color and the pink. And it's only afterwards that I saw that it is, sort of reminded me of this Rooibos watermelon and mint that I've never seen before, so it's new to me. I mean, we bought a ton of Rooibos tea. So we bought the plain, just the normal plain Rooibos tea. We bought boxes and boxes of it to bring back to Denmark. We also bought the Rooibos honey flavored, which has been a favorite of mine since I was like in school. I loved it. And then we bought a few of these watermelon and mint ones. One of my favorite teas is this Rooibos. So I don't know, I know Rooibos is available all around the world, but it's an absolute favorite drink of mine. So let me know if you've ever tried Rooibos tea and if you've ever tried some of the flavored varieties. You can get it in vanilla, which is also another favorite for me. I love Rooibos with vanilla. So I think the watermelon and mint it's currently my favorite variation of the Rooibos, which is sad because I can only get it in South Africa. So next time we go, I will probably stock up again quite heavily on the Rooibos. So we did buy some other sweets and treats. It looked, actually, one of our suitcases looked like we are starting a little South African shop. There was so much stuff in it, but it's all our favorite treats. Like my favorite candy is jelly tots. I should have brought it back up with me just to show you what it looks like. Jelly tots. We bought speckled eggs, which is like it looks like an Easter candy almost. It's like this a hard candy with a soft sort of a jelly type center in it. We bought fizzes, which is like a toffee type of sweet that my kids love. Just a bunch of stuff. It was so much fun. I ate all of my favorite like chips. We call it chips in South Africa, crisps, you know, those little packets of crisps. So we ate everything that we loved when we lived in South Africa. So this was a whole big week of just eating everything. It was crazy, the amount of food that, like, my mother-in-law, she's a brilliant cook, so she made tons of food. She made sure that we ate everything that we loved when we lived back in South Africa. It was braaivleis, which is a barbecue. We had, I can't even tell you, mieliebrood, which is like, it's a cornbread, but it's you make it with a type of sweet corn that we get in South Africa, tinned sweet corn. I don't know, it was just a lot of things that I've actually missed from South Africa. It was fun. It was a really fun week. So I hope you enjoy some of the clips that I will show you afterwards. I'll just show you one or two things that I purchased. Sorry, you guys, this video is a little all over the place today, but quickly let me show you what I bought relating to crafting. One of the things that I bought will eventually end up in a project. Now, in one of my shorts that I posted, I asked you guys for suggestions what to make with the cotton yarn I've got left after I did all the hexagons for my Hooking Up with Books project. And quite a few of you suggested a bag, and indeed I am going to make a little crossbody bag. I'll pop a picture of the pattern up that I found on Etsy. A lovely little bag pattern. Actually, the pattern comes in a bigger size and a smaller size. I'm sort of going to do a combination of the two. But you do these cute squares. So I really like, I don't know if it's called a sunburst square, but I really liked the look of this square. So I've only done 2 so far, but one of the things that I bought while I was there were bag straps. So you guys know that I've done the Granny Fanny bag last year. I bought straps from Amazon, but one of the local shops, sort of a gift shop in the town where I live, they sell these beautiful bag straps, and this one has got, I don't know if it's upside down, it's got proteas on it. Now protea is South Africa's national flower, so it's this beautiful green strap with a bunch of proteas on them. I actually bought 2 of them. So I bought 2 of these lovely protea bag straps, and I thought it went really, really well. Oh, let me just put one of them down. Really well with the colors that I'm going to be using on these squares, which are those variations of browns. I've got this nice like a terracotta brown, and then I've got the yellow, I've got a lighter brown, I've got a mustard. So I thought this would be a beautiful strap to go with my little sunburst squares that I'll be putting together. I'll also put some lining into it. So this was my one purchase. I actually bought a 3rd strap, which is also proteas again, but a little more pinkish than the previous one. So I just thought they were such lovely bag straps. So I bought these 3. So the more green one will go with my little bag that I'm making. Then I just bought some random bits and bobs, and some of them will actually end up in giveaways. The one thing that I really liked a lot with these little bookmarks. So I bought actually various packs of them, and I'll show you now. They're those corner bookmarks. It's made from a sort of, so there's 2 of the same, and then this little one. And they're teeny tiny. So one pack I kept for myself. They're the ones that you pop on the corner of your page, you know, in your book, like this, to keep your page. And I thought it was just such a cute little bookmark. As I say, those extra ones that I bought, they will go into one of my upcoming giveaways. I mentioned in a previous video that I'm planning this little mix and match, pattern mix and match sort of collab, not a collab, like a challenge that I want to do. A lot of you were really excited. I mean, a lot of us do mix and matching of crochet parts already, but there will be some sort of a little challenge coming along. As you know, I like doing giveaways where you have to actively participate. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to be popping a few of these South African purchases in there. Then one of the things I really love are these magnetic bookmarks. So I bought a few packs of them. I really like the magnetic bookmarks to mark when I'm working out of one of my crochet books, to mark on the page, because it clips so nicely along a page, you know, to follow the pattern. These ones are a bit short, but they still work really well. So I've got these magnetic bookmarks. This one is in Afrikaans, because as you guys know, I am actually Afrikaans speaking. I don't speak English as a first language. But these ones were really, really cute. So I thought they were fantastic. Then I bought these cute fridge magnets. I actually thought they were pins originally when I bought them. So I might convert them into pins somehow. I'm not sure. but I thought they were rather fun, you know, to put in a giveaway, because, as I say, I am South African. I do live in Copenhagen, so I think for one or two of my next giveaways, there will be something from Copenhagen and there will be something from South Africa in there as well. I think it will be super, super fun. All right, you guys, that is it. This video is much, much longer than I thought, but I missed you guys so, so much. I always love chatting to you all. So if you're interested, stay tuned. It will be just a short few clips of my trip to South Africa if you're interested in seeing that. Let me know what you've been working on. And as always, you guys, I love chatting to you all. I hope you have had a restful weekend. I hope you're ready for the week ahead. And as always, friends, until I see you in the next video, stay safe and stay crafty.